성공을 향해 가는 채널.
And it's really quite simple. You have to find an asset that's worth more than me. You know, if I make my usual wise-ass remark, only lazy people use their own money. And that's because I have spent much of my life raising capital. You know, today you have crowdfunding and all that stuff. But the reason I had to learn to raise money was because I had no money. And it was my rich dad and many of my teachers subsequent to that. They said, lazy people always say, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. That's why they're poor. They have a poor mindset. So instead of figuring out how to raise money, it's just really easy to be a loser. And I call it losers. The reason I say only lazy people use their own money is because it takes much more intelligence to raise capital. And so I've never been able, ever since my rich dad, since a little boy, my rich dad forbade me from ever saying, I can't afford it. He says, figure out how you can afford it. How can you do something? Figure out how you can do something. So over my lifetime, most of the projects I've started, I've never had any money. I like not having money because it forces me to think. I get creative. I have to educate myself. I have to talk to rich guys. Hey, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? How'd you do that? And what has happened to me, I mean, I just turned 72, I've never needed money. Because if I need money, I figure out how to raise it. And it's really quite simple. You have to find an asset that's worth more than me. You know, so my first business was a nylon and Velcro surfer wallet business. And it didn't sell. So we were in serious trouble. I owed my father about $200,000. My rich dad was laughing at me. So then, the good thing about stupidity, there it is, makes you smarter. So I started thinking. We started thinking. So what's wrong? And I said, what was happening in the world at that time? All the baby boomers were fat, so they had to start running. And what the jogger did was he had no place to put his car key. So what did they do? He puts it on the front tire of his car and goes for a jog around the park. So we're reading this newspaper, and voila, when he comes back to his car, the car wasn't there.
Oh gosh.
So the guy says, they stole my car.
Oh my goodness.
And so the question was on the headline of the newspaper article, what does a jogger do with their key? And so we sat there and said, oh my God, a problem. A problem. So with that, I designed the shoe pocket, and you can see this picture right here. But when that picture hit Playboy, suddenly we were geniuses. And everybody started throwing their money at us. And all these products, our wallets were selling, our shoe pockets were selling, investors were happy, and the sales went through the roof. So we were extremely successful. So we went from risk, stupid, smarter, successful. Invest in what you love. I love business. I love real estate. I mean, I really love it. I own this building here. And I love gold and silver. So I invest in what I love. Most people say, do what you love, but I rather invest in what I love. But it goes back to the original question, why did I say only lazy people use their own money? Because lazy people always say, I can't afford it. I can't do it. It's easy to say that. And that's why they're poor.
가난함에서 벗어나고 싶다면 난 할 수 없어라는 생각할 시간에 어떻게 극복할지를 생각하세요. 당신의 변화만이 성공으로 가는 길입니다.